Today we are working with geometry and measurement while solving a word problem that deals with elapsed time. So let's read our word problem. It says, Katie has volleyball camp at 9:30 a.m. She gets out of camp at 3:15. How much time will it be until Katie gets out of volleyball camp? So I will be demonstrating by using a linear model, using a number line, and a set model, using a table. So first I'm going to do the linear model. So if we look back at our word problem, we see that our start time is 9:30 a.m. So, and we see that our end time is 3:15. So if we look at our number line, we're going to mark that our start time is at 9:30. So if you can see, our number line says 9 and 10. So in between here, right in the middle, we're going to write 9:30 a.m. These little tick marks right here are going to represent 15-minute intervals. So it'll be 9. This tick would represent 9:15 a.m. This one will be 9:30, which we just marked. This one would be 9:45 a.m. and then 10 a.m. So now that we marked our start time, we're going to go ahead and mark our end time, which is 3:15. So we look at our number line, and over here we see 3. And remember we said that this tick mark, right, each tick mark equals 15. So right here, we're going to mark our end time, and that is going to be 3:15 p.m. So, to figure out how much time it will be until Katie gets out of volleyball camp, I am going to start with the start time, which is 9:30, and I will apply the make 60 approach to find the size of the jump that is closest to the nearest hour. So, the nearest hour closest to 9:30 is 10. So we are going to make a jump right here from 9:30 to 10, and that will be the size of 30 minutes. So we're going to mark 30 minutes on our number line. Now that we are at a full hour, now we can skip count by hours to get to noon. So we can go from 10 to 11, and that will be 60 minutes. 11 to 12, and that'll be another 60 minutes. So now we're at 12 p.m. A misconception that students have is forgetting that noon is 12 p.m. and that midnight is 12 a.m. And this is because teachers will teach that a.m. means it's light outside and that p.m. means it's dark outside. However, when it's 12 a.m., it's dark outside, and when it's 12 p.m., it's light outside. So, as I said, we are now in p.m. So again, we're going to still skip count by hours to get to the nearest end time without passing it. So since we're at 12, we can go 12 to 1, which is another 60 minutes. 1 to 2. Which is another 60 minutes, and 2 to 3, which is another 60 minutes. Now we can't go 3 to 4 because we would pass our end time, which is 3:15. So now that we're at 3 p.m., we know our end time is 3:15, so we're going to make this small jump right here to 3:15, and that'll be a 15-minute jump. So now to find out how much time it will be until Katie gets out of volleyball camp, we will add all of our jumps to find the duration from the start time to the end time. So first we have 30 minutes. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 minutes. So we're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 minutes. And then lastly, we're going to add 15 minutes. That was our last jump. Now, an easier way to find out how much time has gone by is to count how many hours we have. So we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So over here on the side, for all of these 60 minutes, I'm going to write 1 hour. So now we're left with adding 30 minutes and 15 minutes. So we'll write that over here. So we know that 0 ones plus 5 ones equals 5, and 3 tens plus 1 10 equals 4. So we have 45 minutes left. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So we know that Katie, or how much time, or so we can look back at our question. It says, how much time will it be until Katie gets out of volleyball camp? We know that we have 5 hours and 45 minutes. So as you can see, we use the number line to jump, and then added up all those minutes and figured out that it was 5 hours and 45 minutes. Now I'm going to use a set model to figure out the same problem. So as you can see on the set model, we have 3 columns. It says hours, minutes, and the time tracker. So using this model, we can see the actual time being elapsed on this side, and then add up the time using the time tracker. So to start, we look back at our word problem, and again, we see that the start time is 9:30 a.m. So to start, in our hour, we know that it's 9, so we're going to put a 9 in the hour part. And then we're going to put 30, because that's how many minutes are in the minutes part. And for the time tracker, this is our start time, so we're going to write start right there. So to get to the nearest hour, we will use the make 60 approach again to get to 10 a.m. So by doing that, to get to 10 a.m. from 9:30, we must add 30 minutes. So to get to 10, we're going to write our 10 right there because that's our hour. And our minutes will be 0. And the time tracker, that's how much time has elapsed. So we know that 30 minutes have gone by so far. Now, since we're at 10 o'clock, we can now count by hours until we get to noon. So we can add 60 minutes to get to 11. So now we're going to go to 11 o'clock, and our minutes will be 0 again. And now we know that 60 minutes have passed by. And again, we're going to do that to get to 12. So again, now we're at 12, and another 60 minutes has passed by. Again, like I said earlier with the linear model, we're now at noon, which means that we are in PM now. So we started off at 9:30 a.m. and now that we're at noon, we're at PM. So I'll put PM right here. Okay, since we're still at 12 and we're trying to find the end time, which is 3:15, we can keep on counting by the hour, or keep adding an hour to get to our end time to see how much time has elapsed. So again, 12 adding 60 minutes, we're going to get to 1 o'clock. So that's another 60 minutes. Another 60 minutes will make it 2 o'clock. So 60 minutes right there. And 2 to 3 o'clock is another 60 minutes. So now, again, we can't do 3 to 4 because we would be passing up our time of 3:15. So to get to 3:15, we must add 15 minutes this time. So we're going to add 15 minutes, which would make our end time which would make our end time 3:15. So again, on this piece of paper right here, we are going to look at our time tracker to determine how much time has gone by. So again, we're going to do 30 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 15. Again, if we wanted to find out how many hours we had, then we can mark that each 60 minutes is 1 hour. So this 60 minutes will equal an hour, this 60 minutes will equal an hour, and so on and so forth.